do a lot of foul shit. Like behind the scenes, he would do some foul shit. Like hating on, like doing things with people I'd done business with that he done business with. He would say shit that I was like, he said that to you?
Right.
I was like, yeah, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and niggas don't know what they like till they see somebody with it. So they want the girls after you're done with them.
Yeah, leftovers.
Yeah.
You take your leftovers. A lot of time on leftovers.
The new baby oil.
It should start looking gray if you ain't got nothing on it.
It's got the new baby oil, boy.
This ain't baby oil. This is
Nigga, you ran through 8,000 jars of them in prison.
You know what I mean? He was Ashy Larry.
relax.
I mean,
I still got everybody looking.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's why I'm going to the puffy parties. You can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. Tell them about it.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Dub C ain't never been to a Diddy party, motherfucker.
Like an R-A-P-E-R, got so many essays.
What's happening with Puffy? I know you're not really tapped in, but what
the last thing I saw was like a guy there. He was like, yo, he like pushed me into the truck. It really hurt. And he sounded like he sounded me. I was like, yo, look, I could find other things to do for money. Did you see the video? I could find other things to do for money. But I'm not sure I can say that for money. Like somebody pushed me.
How much is this guy trying to get?
I don't know. Like it's a simple suit situation, but it's like
20 mil. I can say it.
You still have the blackest face out.
Yes.
You still have the mimic his voice because he's like,
but his
damn.
voice wasn't even that different.
And a little deeper. I was like, almost like, no, that's you, young buck.
Yo,
I almost felt like it was him. I almost knew who it was. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, that's buck. You trying to do money right.
Yo, you can't say that dudes are having sex with other dudes, bro. That might come for you.
Who was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person was 50 Cent. And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is the actor Orlando Brown. He was on Disney, and I remember everyone telling us that he was totally insane and deranged when he was saying a lot of things that at the time sounded crazy, particularly about Diddy. Take a listen.
the requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take the but he won't you.
Diddy, to me, is the fall guy. We are still seeing a major effort to protect the big names, just like with Jeff.
In a shocking turn of events, 50 Cent is preparing to expose every celebrity connected to Diddy in the explosive legal storm ahead. Backed by a stash of documents, he's ready to hand over names to prosecutors. Diddy now faces serious charges in New York, including sex trafficking and racketeering, threatening to unravel the legacy of his legendary parties and high-profile business ventures. The list of names spans across music, film, sports, and fashion, major stars who once crowded his iconic white parties. Could they now be called to testify? 50 Cent insists the truth will come out, no matter how deep it goes. What started as playful social media shots is quickly turning into solid evidence, and it's only a matter of time before the spotlight lands on everyone involved.
Persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that, to be able to call people out. I mean, which is pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood. And
yeah, I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of a peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way, according to them. You know, and look, if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I wouldn't understand why they would question or doubt anything. You know, but you go to the '90s, and Keefy D said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah,
I know
he did it.
You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now, and then no one was, you know, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to it.
But So was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
So it's not like he hate Diddy, but you know, sometimes I do shit that we don't know about.
Well, for him to make the documentary, I think he hates Diddy.
Nah. That's business.
That's just business?
Business. You wouldn't be mad. Look,
you gotta really dislike someone to do a documentary about him.
If Jimmy Iovine did the documentary,
50 Cent's shots at Diddy are nothing new. He's taken aim on stage, across social media, and now he's doubling down, standing by every word. People think I'm being outrageous, he says. But I've been calling this out for over a decade. With Diddy now front and center in recent headlines, 50 isn't backing off. This was never my lane, he adds, making it clear he's always kept his distance from that world. For him, this isn't about stirring up drama, it's just the truth finally catching up.
Bad Boy Entertainment. I named it Bad Boy. I don't want to go against the grain. Anytime you go against the grain, they consider you like kind of bad. Nothing negative, nothing like hardcore. Just, I didn't want to be regular. I didn't want to just make records. I didn't want to just make money. I wanted to make history. And that's all it's ever been about for me, making history. And making music that's timeless. Music that's gonna be around when I'm not here, when my kids ain't here. Music that is that good. And having artists and videos and things that, you know, really affect way of life in a positive way. Affect style, fashion, music. Bad Boy.
Diddy didn't just throw wild parties. He built a multi-million-dollar empire. From Bad Boy Records to Revolt TV, Ciroc, De Leon Tequila, fashion, film, and more, his influence stretched across industries. His real power came from the celebrity circle he cultivated, where a cosign from Jay-Z or Beyonce meant instant status. But now, that same network could come under fire. 50 Cent's legal filings may reveal contracts, wire transfers, and email trails, uncovering exactly how the EEA money flowed, who got paid, and who turned a blind eye.
Before Michael Rubin's all-white party, the real all-white party was Diddy.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Diddy started in the late 90s and continued on for a very long time. Now I'm gonna show you an announcement of him at the party, and he says at a certain hour the kids have to go home. But before I do that, take a look at all of these celebrities who attended these parties. I'm not saying the people who attended these parties are guilty of anything, I just want you to know how highly these parties were regarded. We are talking the highest names in every industry. What happens at these parties, I have no idea. You may have seen the clip of Keeping Up with the Kardashians where they talk about it a little bit, which is absolutely wild, but generally no phones were allowed, so good luck finding clips of the parties. But watch this clip.
The legendary white party, it's the real white party. And to all the kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, kids.
So all the leaked footage of Diddy parties right now is going viral, and here's one clip. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, right? Nothing crazy is happening. But why would they have anything crazy happening with cameras everywhere, right? Like, they're smarter than that, but there you guys go. More footage is going viral. Shabang.
Diddy once ruled Hollywood nightlife. His iconic white parties were the stuff of legend. Champagne flowing, stars partying in designer fits. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Ashton Kutcher, all under one roof. Those invites were like gold. But now, that dazzling guest list could resurface in court. 50 Cent is ready to expose every connection, tracing how fame fueled Diddy's empire. Behind all the glamour, the legal filings may uncover who was involved, and which celebrity will break when their name appears in the evidence.
I met Puff, I was afraid of success, afraid to do anything that could put so much attention on me. And then when I met him, he was the complete opposite. And he was such a good thing for me because I needed what he had. And so his ambition pushed me to be ambitious, because I didn't know how, because when you come from where I come from, you're scared to be ambitious, you're scared to want more. And so when I met Puff, I was blown away. But it took some years to grow into that and accepting someone that just was so excited about being seen and about having the lights on them and wanted it for you more than you wanted it for yourself. So I mean, Puff was a huge inspiration to me.
I want you guys to know, man, it was a terrible thing when we found out that Mary J. Blige's tape came out. You not remember a time, man, when she was with Kisi from Jodeci, and they were, on drugs, and Kisi used to put them hands on Mary J. Blige. So back in the day when her free tape came out, Mary J. Blige even said herself, this was her rite of passage. Guys, I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, and I remember the day, man, she had a concert out here in Las Vegas, and she was so high, she was like, hey, how you doing tonight, Los Angeles? But we was in Las Vegas. But Mary J., as you remember, man, she wasn't the finest thing when she got on the scene. Mouth kind of twisted off to the side. She wasn't the best looking thing. They found her singing karaoke, some Anita Baker karaoke in the mall, and they dusted her up, polished her up, and Angie Stone started writing for her, and she became who she was. But she definitely was a part of these parties, and she has no regrets.
The gate, y'all remember the second album, but Usher does have a first album that's a classic that I executive produced. But most importantly, that's how he became my brother. And to see the way you grow, you have grown, and to see you get better with your craft, and to see the man that you've turned into and the consciousness that you have. I know you've been speaking to Harry Belafonte, because you hooked me up with speaking to Harry Belafonte. Mm-hmm. So your consciousness, has really been a shining example. And the way you just spoken and articulated yourself. Imagine me having guardianship for you at 13, and then now you speaking the way that you speaking. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm so proud of you. But don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more. Let's go. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. Hey.
Music icons like Mary J. Blige and Usher owe part of their early success to Diddy, from producing Mary's first hits to giving Usher a place to stay back in '94. But now, those connections are under scrutiny. Mary's cryptic post in March about burning bridges sparked speculation. Was it aimed at Diddy? Since his September arrest on racketeering and sex trafficking charges, both artists have remained mostly silent. Diddy has pled not guilty, but silence won't protect anyone once they're under oath. 50 Cent is demanding that every handshake, every photo, and every behind-the-scenes favor be brought to light. What once looked like mentorship might now be entered as evidence.
It's P. Sean, Daddy, Brother, Puff, Love, Diddy, Combs, or whatever the hell his name is now. We stopped trying to keep track. Celebrating his big 5-0 with some Elaine from Seinfeld moves at a gigantic party at his house. And everybody was there.
The biggest names that were there, Kim and Kanye, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Is that the order that you want to do that in?
Seriously, you forgot Dougie Fresh, who was also there. He should come first.
The biggest part of the whole night was the fact that Jay-Z and Kanye actually shook hands. They squashed their beef, or at least for that night. Diddy's smiling like, look, I made this happen.
Oh yeah, it was all you, Diddy. Maybe a little help from all the CBD products and Ciroc alcohol that was floating around, but otherwise, all you.
Who else was there?
Who wasn't? Well, maybe not Steve Harvey, because Diddy was banging his daughter. But how about Cardi B and Offset, Kevin Hart, Kobe Bryant, and Post Malone?
Legendary rapper Jay-Z is denying an allegation that he and Sean Diddy Combs raped a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, an anonymous accuser identified only as Jane Doe made the accusation in a civil lawsuit on Sunday. It alleges that the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards afterparty back in 2000. In a statement to NBC News, Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, called the accusation idiotic, adding, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever should commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" Attorneys representing Combs also dismissed the lawsuit, calling it a shameless publicity stunt. Combs is currently behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after federal prosecutors charged him in September with racketeering and sex.
Then there's Diddy's A-list inner circle. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kenny, Mariah, Drake, all present at his star-studded 50th birthday bash in 2019. Jay-Z even posed with Diddy for a Vanity Fair feature. But now, Jay finds himself facing a civil lawsuit linked to an alleged incident after the 2000 VMAs, accused by someone who claims to have been just 13 at the time. He's called it blackmail. His lawyer dismissed it as outright fraud, and Jay publicly responded, "It made me want to expose you." But as 50 Cent pushes for court testimony, the question remains, will that denial hold up? Could Beyonce or Drake be called to testify? These global icons may soon become central figures in a case far larger than anyone imagined.
Been to some crazy parties, I'm sure. What's the strangest interaction you've had at a party that was like, what's happening right now?
I remember I was lit and I just started dancing with Paris Hilton. I was like, this is kind of crazy.
That is kind of nuts. What song was playing?
I don't even know. It was one of those nights.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I've worked too hard in life. Not even Diddy's bitch. Diddy's new to me, right? He looked after me. He took me on an enforced holiday to Vegas. He's a very intense man because I think he come from nothing and now he's very, very powerful. People that do stuff like that, they're intense.
It wasn't just musicians. Diddy's world was packed with socialites and supermodels. Paris Hilton lit up his white parties, while Nicole Richie and a young Kim Kardashian posed on beds styled like street scenes. Naomi Campbell stunned at the Met Gala, then partied with Diddy behind closed doors. Even Russell Brand once admitted he was pushed into a trip he didn't want, telling Howard Stern, "If Diddy wants you to do something, it's hard to say no." Now imagine those stories unfolding in a courtroom. Will Paris admit it wasn't? Just champagne in the air? Will Kim confess to ever feeling uneasy? Their answers could shake even the most loyal fan bases.
In love with Mila Kunis on that 70s show, then they break up for absolutely no reason after he starts hanging out with Diddy. Then he marries Demi Moore, who drained him of all the adrenochrome she can, and apparently he replenished himself by doing inappropriate things with her daughters.
Together, it was there, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know how they fell out or nothing like that. They was road dogs, you know what I'm saying? He even got pictures of him. He got on that blue sweater with the turtleneck. Him and him hugged up like this with the black hat. Have you ever seen that picture?
Nah, I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure I came across it.
Yeah. That picture there, they was at that party that day. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of weird shit. That whole, yeah, that's weird, dude. Yeah, bunch of, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no gay basher or none. I mean, none of that shit, but that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That whole party was weirdoed out. Yeah, and it was Jada Pinkett. Right.
Actors played their part in this story too. Ashton Kutcher co-hosted Diddy's 2009 White Party, while Will Smith and Bruce Willis joined the Miami Chaos back in 2004. Now, every photo, video, and moment from those nights could reappear as courtroom evidence. 50 Cent may use these clips to show a pattern, a world that consistently hid behind the glamour. What did they see? Did any of them try to pull back the velvet rope when things went too far? Under oath, those answers could cut deeper than anyone expects.